Thank you so much. And what a great Brooklyn welcome by Nets public address announcer. And he lives in Brooklyn, David Diamante. Thank you, David. And hello, everybody, and welcome to Brooklyn Tonight. I'm your host, Marty Markowitz. And as you know, this is my last State of the Borough address. The truth is, everything I did was out of love for Brooklyn. That you know about me. I love everything about it. The energy, the diversity. We've got all races and religions and ethnicities. We've got young people, the hipsters, and the old people, the artificial hipsters. When I became borough president, Brooklyn was a very different place. In those days, if you wanted to pay $12 for a 4-ounce jar of organic, small batch, locally sourced, pasture-raised, non-GMO, artisanal Chipotle flavored mayonnaise, you were out of luck. Now you can. Now everything's artisanal now. Artisanal mayonnaise, artisanal chocolate, artisanal beer, artisanal pickles. For those of you who aren't familiar with the term artisanal, it's another word for expensive. Now people ask me why I'm not running for mayor. I tell them it's just way too artisanal. But it's great to be here in this amazing arena. You have no idea what odds it took. You have no idea. I'm so gratified to see the dream come to life. My wife and I were here on opening night for Jay-Z, enjoying the music to the best of our ability and the energy, and some young women in their late teens came and sat in the seats next to us. And one of them said to me, "Mister, you're cool. My grandparents would never sit through that." So that was what it was. Now, so much has been accomplished in the 12 years I've been borough president, economically, culturally, and in social issues. For example, marriage equality, which I strongly supported. I was gratified to be able to open Borough Hall for the first same-sex weddings in Brooklyn, because I believe love is love, unless you love the Knicks, in which case you're going straight to hell. Now, I've made women's issues a priority. I believe in strong support for women. Here I am, supporting Beyonce. Here I am supporting Miss America. And here I am supporting Brooklyn Decker. Now, there's another great thing about Brooklyn. We're the only borough in New York City you can name your kid after. Nobody's out there going, "I'd like you to meet my son, Staten Island." Now, I've also supported Brooklyn seniors. Senior citizens have so much to offer the borough, and we need to make sure they feel welcome and involved. In fact, I'm so impressed by our borough's senior citizens that I decided to become one myself 3 years ago. But in all seriousness, I want to say to seniors, stay in Brooklyn. Don't go to Florida. We have everything they have and more. Great food, medical care, transportation, hurricanes. It's all here. In the last 12 years, technology has taken off in Brooklyn and is now a booming industry. Now, I do appreciate the new technology, although, frankly, I'm really not very good at it. The other day, someone asked me if I was on Twitter. I told them I don't do drugs. But I'm adapting. I'm proud to say I currently have more than 8,000 likes on Facebook. Unfortunately, I also have 7,000 oy veys and a dozen forget about it. Now, I love the hustle and bustle of Brooklyn, the fast pace and the action. And when the noise of Brooklyn gets too much of me and I need a little peace and quiet, I can just go to Speaker Christine Quinn's office and close the door. That soundproofing really works, Christine. Tremendous. Now, the bottom line is I care about the citizens of the borough. I care about their well-being and about their health. That's why, many of you know, I supported a number of health initiatives, including the very successful Take Your Man to the Doctor program. Now, it's a companion to my other initiative, Take Your Woman to Spumoni Gardens. Now, I care about the kids because Brooklyn kids, you gotta love them. They make you proud. And this is a true story, happened at Borough Hall. A class of second graders, which means there are about 7, toured Borough Hall. And their teacher asked me to answer some questions from the students. I said, sure. The first student asked me, "Mister, are you married?" Now, I gotta tell you, for a 7-year-old to ask me, that must be one of the first times I ever got that. It's so unusual to ask that question. So I answered the student, "Yes, I am." The second student said, "Mister, do you have any kids?" Well, you know, I answered well. By the time I got married, it was, somewhat over 50. And when I married, my wife and I really didn't plan to have children, but I told the kids I actually do have a son. I told them my wife and I have a 12-year-old African gray parrot, and I showed them a picture of my parrot, Beep. At which point the students who helped me said, "Mister, is your wife a parrot?" Now, I got to tell you, I chose not to answer them. I figured it'd be best to let the parents explain the birds and the bees, believe me. As for me, I may be leaving this job, but I truly believe that my best is yet to come. I do things, after all, as we all do, at our own pace. I took 9 years to graduate from night college. I got married for the first time at age 54 and a half. Several years ago, I became a first-time homeowner. America is truly a great country. Imagine a bank gave this 65-year-old at the time a 30-year mortgage. That's optimism. And I want to make sure that I make that last payment to help me in 2040. And in 2040, when I'll be announcing my candidacy for the mayor of New York City, who's with me? Are you ready for some show?